Welcome to New Gameplay Today. I'm Kyle Hilliard here with Marcus Stewart. What's up, Marcus?
Hey, what's going on?
Do you recognize this brand new video game that you're looking at on the screen here?
Oh, do I ever? And my like the part of my brain that generates excitement is it's going off. It's going wild right now.
Yeah, so this is Vampire Survivors on Switch, which a smart person would have had the release date ready to go. Because I think if you're watching this, the game is not quite out yet at the time of this release. But this is I didn't play a ton. This is early in the game. I basically wanted to play to a point where I could get in a 30-minute run. Does that make sense?
Of course.
Because why? I mean, I suppose you can. I'm not saying you can't, but it's easier to play a couple rounds before you start hitting that 30-minute mark. And I unlocked this level. And this was the first level that I ever lasted 30 minutes on myself, and I imagine that's the case for many people. I could be wrong about that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean that's the ideal time, but I've been super excited about this because I'm a huge Vampire Survivor fan. Played the crap out of it on PC, played even more of it on Xbox, and all I've ever wanted since even before it came out when it was still in beta was a Switch version because I don't have a Steam Deck. And I've been eyeing Steam Deck people with jealousy as they talk about how it's the perfect handheld game, and now I have my chance. By the way, the game comes out the 17th.
Thank you. Yeah, I
very soon.
Pulled it up too. Yeah, so I think if you're watching this right when this video publishes, it comes out tomorrow. But yeah, I played it on Steam Deck primarily myself. I would often joke that my Steam Deck was my Vampire Survivors machine. But this is the Switch version. This is docked, obviously. It runs fantastic, Marcus. I really expected a little slowdown, maybe sort of the visual quality turned down a few notches, because that's sort of what you just accept with the the quote unquote the Switch version.
Yeah.
But I have frankly been blown away by how well it runs and how good it looks. And maybe I'm giving the game not too much credit or something. I don't know why. I just assumed it would be taking a step back. Does that make sense? Do you understand what I'm saying?
I can see that, and I'm sure there's some people in the comments maybe rolling their eyes because when you look at the game, you're like, oh, it looks so simple. Why would you think it would suffer at all? But there's a lot going on screen and a lot of going on under the hood to have all these effects going off at once, and for the game to perform it as smoothly as it does, there's a chance it could have taken a hit.
I mean, that was my fear. It's it's a simple. It's one of those games that. I mean, there's a reason it was such a big critical and commercial hit is because it's simple, right? It's the sort of general core idea is very simple, and it even kind of looks simple, I guess you could say.
Right.
But it, like you say, in the background, it's all very complicated, and there's a lot of stuff happening, and there's just a ton happening on screen, especially in a situation like this. It looks like I've lasted about 28 minutes at this point.
Yeah.
But truly, I mean, maybe things get crazier as you go along, but at this stage, no slowdown. And it looks good, too. It's not they had to turn down the visual quality at all. It looks great.
Yeah. Oh my god. I really can't express how much the Vampire Survivors enthusiast in me is being triggered right now. Because every time I walk away from this game and come back to it, I'm just oh, why did I leave this? Because it's just so much fun. God, I'm so excited to play this on Switch. Now this the big thing with the Switch release is that it's got the I mean, it comes with all the expansions, right? The DLC that they've released since then.
Yes, I believe so. Yeah, all the DLC. I think they are sold separately. They will be sold separately at launch.
Yeah, and they're $1.
Yeah, it's $1.79 or it's on sale. The game's $5, and then the DLC is $2 each. And there are 2 DLCs that'll be available tomorrow. But I mean, that's a great price for this game.
I've bought all of them. I will gladly buy all of that again.
That's the other nice thing about this game is it also benefits from starting over. It doesn't hurt that much to start over, if that makes sense, right?
Right.
It's not oh, I gotta replay the sequence. It's no, every time you play is exciting and interesting and a little different. And so to start on a new platform is exciting in its own way. And the fact that I'm excited for it on Switch too, because as much as I love the Steam Deck, it's real heavy.
Right.
And I'm just excited to have this on a Switch Lite. you know, which is like it's like as heavy as my cell phone, and I get the full controller. Yeah. Oh, here's death.
Let's see how long you can last.
I'm out.
Do you have
4 seconds.
Do you have like a big stock of revives? Because that's like how I extend, like you artificially extend your runs. Of like, I have 10 revives if you've got like I forget the character that has the revives built in, but.
No, yeah, I haven't played that much. That was probably my 3rd or 4th run overall for the Switch version.
Gotcha. Look at all these achievements you've got too.
I know, it's exciting. Yeah. So that I wanted to show off, like, this is when the game is firing on all cylinders on Switch. This is how it looks. The other big exciting thing is that co-op is going to be added.
Yeah.
And so I checked out a little bit of co-op. So Marcus, let's jump over and check out some co-op gameplay. Okay, Marcus, this is a separate recording that I did here of the co-op in Vampire Survivors. This is actually me and my child. She popped in to play a little bit with me. I mean, it's what you expect initially, right? Like, it's 2 players on screen, each with their own weapons. I picked my favorite guy. I don't even know his name, but he's the old man with the garlic. He starts with the garlic.
It's like, what you aspire to be one day.
Exactly, right. An old man who can just walk through a horde of bats unharmed, you know? And, you know, the game is so simple, but, like, we were already finding kind of, like, a little bit of strategy between the 2 of us that I wasn't expecting, because, like, my partner, the person playing with me, was like standing in my garlic zone.
Yeah, I noticed that.
And then I would, like, if bats are coming, like, I would get in the way to block them because they didn't have the protection. And it was like, it sort of opened up this element that I didn't expect. I thought it would be more just like, oh, we're playing Vampire Survivors at the same time. For some stupid reason, I didn't even consider the sort of strategy element of, like, working together and combining abilities and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I would imagine, like, because how do upgrades work? It looked like when you find a chest, only the player that grabbed it gets the item. Is that correct?
Yeah, so there's a couple ways it works. You share experience, which is nice. I think that's a smart call. So you're not fighting over gems or anything like that. And it goes back and forth over who gets the upgrade, right? So, you know, one person picks an upgrade, then you collect more experience, and the other person picks, and vice versa. And then the chests, what'll happen is it'll actually have it'll kind of do that roulette sort of, where it's like, oh, what am I going to get in the chest? And then there's a separate roulette for which player is going to get the upgrade.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
I see what is a friendship amulet? That looks like a new item?
Yeah, so you each have your own inventory of weapons, right? You do that separately. It's not like, because I was wondering if one person has the whip and then I have the heart, do we get the ultra whip? And it's like, no, you can't combine abilities like that. Like, if you want that ultra whip, like, you have to get the heart yourself and you have to get the whip yourself.
Gotcha.
And then there's things like what you mentioned, which I kind of started talking more about accidentally, was there is an item where you can choose to, each of you gets one of your weapons that you've already unlocked gets a level up. Which is that's kind of like your call. It's like, do I want to help myself and my partner, or do I want to help just myself?
Right.
Is basically what that makes you contend with.
Okay. And this is so this mode is only local co-op, right? It's not online, or?
I believe that's correct. Yeah, I don't think there's online yet. Don't quote me on that.
Oh no, yeah,
it's coming to other platforms and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it'll be a free update on the other platforms that the game is on.
Yeah,
on the same day that it comes to Switch.
Another nice thing. I mean, it's so, you know, I like to always, I think I talk about it a lot, where I'm like, I'll say, oh, this would be perfect on Switch, but I don't really have a good explanation why, right? It's just like, I just want a game that I like on a platform I can carry in my pocket, is what it comes down to. But this game in particular, because it is literally control stick and one button to make menu selections, splitting off the Joy-Con is great. And it doesn't, like, 'cause sometimes you'll feel like, oh, I gotta play with one Joy-Con, this sucks, this is uncomfortable. But it totally works for Vampire Survivors, because it's like all you're moving is the control stick, you know?
I mean, yeah, technically that's less weight in your hands. Like, even if you were playing undocked, you're like, I don't want to hold the Pro Controller. I can literally just hold the left Joy-Con and just lean back and just move your thumb, basically.
Yeah, so it's
actually less work
nice.
than any other version.
Yeah. So I mean, which is all to say, is that I'm really impressed with the Switch version of Vampire Survivors. I think it runs really well. I think the co-op is cool, and I think it just feels good on a Joy-Con, which is like just not a thing that I really thought about too much until I had it in my hand, and I was like, oh, I like this. I like that I can kind of just hold a Joy-Con in one hand and play that way almost. Maybe you could change the controls a little to like let you make menu selections with the left bumper or something. But and here you can see I actually died, and then my partner can actually come save me. There's like a little meter growing on my coffin that you'll see when the roulette goes away. And then I think you just have to kind of get close to it, and boom, I'm back. So you can like help, you can revive each other and stuff like that, which is interesting. Another thing I just didn't assume would be there, but that makes more sense in a co-op situation that you can save each other and support each other and stuff like that. You know?
Does it feel harder with more people? Like, does the difficulty scale at all?
So that's a good question. We only played this one sort of round, so I haven't dove in like too deep. But I don't think it must be balanced in some way to sort of account for 2 people, right?
Because you can have up to 4 people.
Right, and then you do have fewer weapon slots. Like you each have 5, I think. Where if you're playing alone, you get more. You get an additional 2. I think.
No!
Yeah, we died. But yeah, hey, Marcus, that's Vampire Survivors on Switch. I'm really impressed with it. Like it's a game I've wanted on Switch from the moment I played it, and I'm happy to report that the Switch version is super solid.
That's exciting. It's perfect for me because I'm actually, at the time that this game comes out, I'll be flying for a trip I'm taking, so I'll definitely be picking it up. It's like perfect, like I said, handheld game. Going to be enjoying this on the plane, having a good old time. Maybe I'll pass to the people sitting next to me, like, hey, you want to play some co-op?
Yeah, there you go.
Here's a Joy-Con.
Yeah, hell yeah. So yeah, August 17th. Like I said, if you're watching this video the day it comes out, it'll be available tomorrow. And hey, Vampire Survivors, fantastic game. Still fantastic on Switch. Yeah, thanks so much, Marcus. I appreciate your time.